Welcome to Brawlhalla.
It's pretty interesting to see all these different character pickups on this tournament as well from all these different pro players. And they're doing very well as on top of that too. So Zyder on the Orion and Seijaru on the Koji. Let's see what
quick
happens.
little update as this match starts out. We had another game 5 down in lower bracket. Machete versus Blaze, and Blaze actually ended up taking that. So far, that's Pavelski and Machete out at 13th, at last place in this bracket. Two players that if you hear me saying, yeah, these guys got last place, you'd be very surprised, but I'm also very surprised about the signature charge up by Zyder as he drops off stage and then evaporates Seijaru.
Yeah, Zyder is putting a lot of pressure on here. He's barely got any damage as well stacked up on him. We anticipated this this matchup to be quite even, but Zyder's proving that wrong, showing a lot of domination against Seijaru here on the Orion pickup. Still stacking even more damage on Seijaru. Zyder punishes with a side light, missing the D-light, and let's see if Seijaru can close out this first stock from Zyder.
Zyder not messing around. He's on the Orion. He's on his main. He's using that rocket lance and that spear to near perfection. Great weapon throw as well to cover his own return back to stage. And now he can just go for some D6, go for some Sares, go for some whatever he feels like, really, because he's got such a huge lead both in terms of damage and in terms of stocks that he can afford to just throw out some stray hits because some of them are going to hit. And that one does right there.
Yeah, Zyder's in a very sizable lead against Seijaru. 3 stocks to 1. Still in the red zone here, but again, a lot of pressure with that rocket lance. Again, he's on his main, so he's definitely showing Seijaru that he didn't. He's super serious about this matchup. Oh, GC downsig closing out that first stock. I wonder if Seijaru can come back from this. We got the first match up between Zyder and Seijaru again. So 2-1. Damage is a little even, but again, they are a stock away. A stock difference. So we'll see what he does. And hopefully Seijaru can come back from this.
Bo on stage, just standing in the corner, looking for something and actually doing a pretty good job of building up the damage so the comeback is now actually possible. Finds the KO off the top, and Zyder got to make sure he doesn't fall asleep. He got himself a crazy lead to open up the game, but then he took his foot off the gas, and Seijaru potentially making the comeback here as a result if Zyder isn't careful. Look at this. He's just getting jumbled.
Zyder was again on a sizable lead, 3 stocks to 1, and Seijaru was able to come bring that back, and now the damage is even. Sarah almost taking out Seijaru there, but we're not counting Seijaru out just yet. Let's see if he does the reverse.
Zyder gotta close this out now. Gotta close this out here before Seijaru finds a crazy connection with the end sig. Closes it out, and Zyder, much closer game than we maybe should have been seeing with an early 3-stock lead. We saw the same thing back a couple sets ago with Machete versus Fozy, the almost reverse 3-stock, but not quite reverse 3-stock. And Zyder puts that first tick in the game column.
Yeah, he definitely brings it back. As we see the damage here, it's only a few damage off. Surprisingly, Zyder was putting in a lot of work early on, having that big stock advantage stock lead, but Seijaru was able to close that damage gap, was able to close that stock advantage and make it 1-1, and it was very close at the end there. It just he fell to that down signature on Orion, so we'll see if Seijaru adapts more to this Orion pick from Zyder on game 2. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the scariest thing, too. Like, sure, you got the win for game number 1. You closed it out. You didn't get reverse 3-stocked. But the fact remains that you were almost reverse 3-stocked, and that was only game number 1. So going into game number 2, you know for a fact that Seijaru kind of has you figured out. He knows what he needs to do to be able to take this out. Can you stop it? Can you counter-adapt? Or will those adaptations made to almost bring the reverse 3-stock carry into game 2 and end up with Seijaru closing this out?
Exactly, yeah. Seijaru definitely coming close to that reverse 3-stock. Zyder has to be careful with that. Even though he was completely dominating early on, it could be a different story in game 2, which shows that right now Seijaru is putting a lot more damage and stacking up on the sword against Zyder with those sidelights and sword plays. Ooh, missing that GCD light, getting hit with the Nair. Zyder throws out the lance and opts out for the spear instead. Let's see what he does here. And oh, side light into Ser connected. We've seen a lot of sword picks in this tournament so far with the Kojis and the Vals. Let's see what... Oh, D-Light missing again. Zyder still looking for an option here to take out the stock. Side light connecting. There we go, but missing the read with the D-Light. Seijaru coming back up with the D-Light GCN signature on unarmed, and the unarmed plays keep coming. Seijaru takes him out with a recovery there, and opts out for the bow.
Unarmed recovery. Fantastically played, but Zyder not going to let that slip too far away from him. Comes back onto stage and then immediately goes for the Ser. Close the stock himself. Now Seijaru unarmed, but like the way this game is going, Seijaru might end up doing more damage unarmed than he does with the sword.
Exactly, yeah. He's opting out a lot for those weapon throws on sword and his unarmed play, and he's able to make something work out on the first stock of this set or this match. So let's see what he does moving forward. He's getting pushed back with those end lights on Spear. Spear does a great job of distancing the sword, but Seijaru easily gets in and closes that distance. Great recovery.
Great recovery by Seijaru. Puts Zyder down onto the final stock. Zyder coming in with a little bit of unarmed damage himself. Still a very doable game if Seijaru isn't careful. This bow has been a pretty big problem for Zyder to deal with. He's not been having too good of a time maneuvering around the arrows. Oh!
Yeah. Ooh. Interesting, just barely missing there from Seijaru, trying to read the placement of Zyder above him. But we're seeing some more sidelights here. Go in, getting some more chip damage on the bow, but no confirmed kills yet. GC sidelight coming in, and the side signature missing. Again, a lot of damage stacked up. Zyder can't have much room to play around with. He's only at one stock and almost gets taken out with that Nair.
Almost, but Zyder. Almost is not enough. Zyder, he's still alive, and where there's a will, there's a way. Could potentially do this. Seijaru gets caught off stage. Has to sig to be able to get back towards, but no, Zyder can't find the edge guard. Oh, maybe he can. The ground pound takes it out.
The ground pound with Spear on this stage on Demon Island is so strong with those small sides of the platform. There's a lot of coverage that the Spear covers, but Zyder was again able to capitalize on that and take out Seijaru's stock for the second stock there. Oh, great D-Light plays here on the Spear. Trying to, he even out the damage completely, and Zyder comes back.
What was that by Zyder? Everything just came up in his favor. He was so far behind, so far down, deep in the red on his final stock. He found the ground pound to take out the second stock, just as it felt like a consolation prize. For a second, it felt like, okay, sure, he got him down on the last stock. Is it gonna matter? Probably not. And then he did that.
He came back quick and fast. He got that last stock immediately, almost, it felt like, after he got that second stock. Didn't really see that coming from Zyder, and I don't think Seijaru did either. So Seijaru switching up his pick over to Rayman here.
Seijaru a little bit shook going on to his main. Now, onto the Rayman, the character that he did fight Zyder with a couple months back at the Spring Championship, which I believe actually, I think this was one of the losers' quarters matches at Springs, if I'm not mistaken. I think that went game 5 when it happened, but Zyder had to pick onto a couple of different characters to be able to take down Seijaru.
Yeah, the Axe is definitely doing a lot of work here with the Rayman pick on his main. Great down signature, closing out that stock on Zyder. But, you know, Seijaru's still got a lot of playroom with his damage. He's only in yellow right now, but the Axe pickup is looking really good.
Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Zyder finds an early stock with the Ser off stage. That Rocket Lance doing what Rocket Lance does and making sure that Seijaru doesn't get to pull ahead too far. Even with the Dia de los Muertos Rayman.
Yeah, that rocket lance and even the spear. Ryan's got a lot of reach there, but Seijaru with the axe on Rayman is looking for more punishes. Going up, taking him up the top of the stage with these nairs. Let's see what he does. Sidelight nair into the ground pound, missing, and a punish with a D-Light Sarah. And a D-Light neutral signature as well, closing out. That's what he did.
That's how he took out last game as well. Yeah, just in case you looked away, he's going like, hey, you missed how I clutched up last game. Here, check it out again.
This is what I did. This is what I did to you last time. Man, Zyder's definitely showing up, but Seijaru takes it back and evens it out again. He does not want this match point to go in favor of Zyder. He wants to extend the match more, and as he should. He wants to stay in the winner's side of the bracket.
He's doing that for us. He knows this is our last one before getting off, but the two of us want to cast way more Brawlhalla than we've already done. So Seijaru trying to fulfill our wishes by extending the match and looking like he might be able to do it. These nairs coming through, doing a lot of damage. He's got Zyder up towards the red. Gauntlet, he tries to chase dodge, but it doesn't succeed, and now it's Zyder's opportunity for a reversal.
Yeah, it's still dangerous for Seijaru. As we seen last match, Zyder was in the red, but he was able to do some quick combos on the spear and the lance to definitely close out Seijaru's stock. So we can't count Zyder out just yet. Nice reverse GCD right into the recovery to take that out. Beautifully played from Seijaru, making it into a game 4 situation.
We can count out Zyder now. It's okay. Yeah. He's in the blast zone. He's down 3 stocks. It's all right. Now we can count out Zyder. But I agree, we cannot count out Zyder until that final stock goes away, because we saw what happened in game number 2 when we did just that. Sticking to the Orion, though, coming into game number 4, trying to close this out, but Seijaru going to try and take us to game number 5.
Yeah, and we'll be excited to see that. Again, another Game 5 coming out in this tournament. Super impressed to see how accurately these players are playing and how close these matchups have been. It's been intense matchups all across the board through all games, and both players through every match have been really performing super well. Let's see what he does with gauntlets here. Seijaru opting out of the axe, trying to do some plays here. Great nair coming out, but Zyder dominating with that spear, catching him with that D-Light and Sair.
Looking for that landing catch with the side air or maybe the side light. Oh.
All right, we're looking at some rocket launch build up on Zyder. Let's see what he does. Side light into the Sair. Almost taking out Seijaru there, but not quite.
It just felt like a matter of time. Okay, sure, Zyder. Yes, that's fine. Just N-Sig into N-Sig. True combo.
Yeah. Let's see what he does here again with the spear. Missing that D-Light. Zyder has a lead right now with the 1 stock advantage, but Seijaru is coming in clutch with the gauntlets, trying to close out this stock with some recoveries. But again, this spear on Zyder is putting in a lot of work.
A lot of work. It may be a little bit of an understatement. Zyder is finding everything he wants and needs, but the gauntlet recovery going to do the stock for Seijaru brings us to even, but he's deep into the orange, so he might not be too much longer for this world, especially with the amount of neutral sigs that Zyder's been making use of. He might not even need the neutral sig, just the string going high into the side light, or side air, excuse me, to send deep off stage, looking for the side air again with the rocket lance, but Seijaru's finally getting the opportunity to play the video game. Yep. Until then...
Great punish from Zyder. Zyder's putting in a lot of work with this spear to stack up the damage and closing out the stock with his rocket lance. He opts out for the spear again to do just that, and probably looking for more reads off with the spear, trying to catch that dodge and going for those D-Light Sairs again from Seijaru or Zyder.
Seijaru's been doing a pretty phenomenal job of catching Zyder dodging, though. Zyder likes to dodge down to get his feet back underneath him so that he can, you know, N-Light, either N-Light or N-Sig, apparently, because he's been N-Sigging so much throughout this. But Seijaru's caught on to that habit, started to punish it, and now made use of the gauntlets to close out the stock. Bring us on to our final stocks of this game. Seijaru's potential final stock of the winner's bracket, if Zyder has anything to say about it.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. We could potentially go to a game 5. Damage is even. Zyder missing him there with that D-Light. Seijaru was able to dodge out of that. But let's see here. Oh, great D-Light onto the platform to extend that little combo there. Let's see what he does here with the axe. Does he throw it? Yep, he throws it out, but still picks it up. Still trying to make some work happen with the axe. Can Seijaru close out this stock on gauntlets?
Nair rising, sends him onto the platform, but no chase from Zyder. We've seen what Zyder can do with just one opportunity. Gets the pogo into the Nair once more. But that could be the start that Seijaru needs. Sends Zyder off stage and knocks the weapon out of his hand. So he's going to have to swap onto the Rocket Lance. That means the neutral Sig KO that he's used so many times throughout this set is not going to be an opportunity for him. Not here. And there it goes. Seijaru takes us into game number 5. Another one.
That famous down signature on gauntlets closes out that stock, and we are going, yes, to a game 5. Seijaru heard that we wanted to cast a little bit longer, and he provided for sure. So let's see what he does on here. Does he stay on the Rayman? I feel like that'd be a good choice, but you know, I don't know. We don't know if they're gonna switch up the characters. Either if he stays on his main. These games have been pretty close, and that's evident by this game 5 again in this tournament. Oh, looks like they come back to the lobby.
Somebody might be swapping legends.
There we go.
You see that little head icon from Zyder. He's made the swap. He's on the Hattori. See how this works out for him.
Yeah, Hattori switch up on here for Zyder. So he throws out the spear and rocket lance to go for spear and sword here on Hattori. Let's see how well he does. And again, we've seen a ton of swords so far in this tournament with so I'm sure we'll see a lot more of those D-Light recoveries coming up from Zyder. Playing spear right now with the little lacrosse stick. Let's see what he does. Throws the weapon with the spear. Seijaru trying to distance himself away from Zyder, but he's still pushing. He's still trying to get in there to close the distance from Seijaru. Seijaru with the punishes on there, but getting pushed away with that end light.
I'm a big fan of lacrosse Hattori. I didn't even know this was a thing that I needed in my life, but
yeah,
sure, why not?
It looks great. I personally like using the shovel on Hattori and or the foam finger.
I'm a big foam finger fan. Onto the sword now, though. Pretty even in terms of damage. Looking for the recovery high. Seijaru doesn't quite get the catch he was looking for, so instead he just opts for the end light on stage.
Ooh, Seijaru finds himself dangerously low on the map there, but no punishes comes out from Zyder. Actually gets taken out with an end light. Damage is pretty even on both sides. Let's see what happens with the the punish charge sig. What?
Just trying to charge Sig on stage, and Zyder's like, alright, buckaroo, calm down. We're not doing this, but we are doing this. Zyder finds the Sig himself, and finds the stock.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what we was planning to do with that side signature, but hey, he got punished for it with a future. Ooh, nice Sair to take him out. Wow, that force on that was insane. But he was stacked up on damage for sure. So even stocks out, even damage onto second stocks.
Sometimes Sair feels like it does that to me when I'm on yellow.
100%. It feels like I get hit with like the fastest bus when I get hit with a Sair, no matter what damage I'm at. So it is what it is. Seijaru definitely putting in the work with the axe. Again, wow, so close. These games are so close. The damage always so similar to each other. Let's see how Zyder is able to edge guard Seijaru here. Nope, doesn't lets him get back on stage. Missing that Sair. And Seijaru looking like he is controlling the map here on the gauntlets. Missing that read on the side light.
Oh, takes him high, has him off stage, looks for the ground pound. Not able to find it, so Seijaru looks for the D-Sig instead. The thing that he was able to take out the last game and bring us to this game 5 in the first place. Seijaru doing his absolute darndest to try and close out the reverse 3-0 to try and take this set. Move on in bracket to face off against Knees, but he's still got 2 more stocks to take out, and he'll have to do it unarmed at least for now. Chases backwards, tries for the slide, and finds the Sair.
Beautifully played from Seijaru. Does he come back and actually reverse the set here?
Dude, if Zyder dodges down anymore, he will win the set.
Oh my gosh, Zyder, does he punish this? No, his nice dare, nice dodge, missing out that dare from Seijaru. He's just got to stack a little bit more damage before he loses the second stock to secure that advantage. But again, Zyder, I'm still not counting him out from that from those previous plays. But he is on that character switch up, not on his main.
Look at this defensive play from Seijaru. He was like in Zyder's face, but still maneuvering around him in such a way that he was pretty much untouchable. Finally finds the hit for the KO, but the damage has been done. He's in that mustard yellow, as you like to call it.
Yeah.
And the weapon star fails miserably as Odin blesses Seijaru with a weapon spawn on top of his head.
Yeah, the RNG on these weapon spawns have been pretty clutch up for these characters, or for these players. Oh, great D-Light extension with the gravity cancel, connecting the stair, catching Seijaru's dodge, and that evens out the damage. So Zyder's not giving up this match point easily. Seijaru says, I'm taking it back though. However, missing the side sync and almost getting that GC end light.
Wait! This could be terrible for Zyder. No, okay, Seijaru doesn't commit to it. That could have been terrible for either one of them.
Yeah.
If it had been reversaled or if it had played out. Regardless, though, we're just going to reset. Seijaru's got the gaunts. Looking for the high recovery.
Here, potentially.
Gets it? Is that it? That is it. Seijaru completes the reverse 3-0 on Zyder to close out the set. The Hattori swap does not pan out.